Kia ora and welcome back to actually my last session here on Tech Week TV and before I hand over to David Downs. We're going to do what every good Tech TV would do, is a demo. We can't go through this week without some really great demos, and why not show some of the greatest FinTech features that are coming out of Aotearoa. So in this session we're going to jump from me here in studio across to a feed online where we're going to see 4 different individuals showcasing what they're working on. Let me talk to you a little bit about who we're going to see and what they're going to be talking about. First up, we're going to have Jason Roberts from FinTech New Zealand. He's going to be talking today about his role leading many disruptive companies. He's taken an exit of some of his own SaaS businesses. He's a driver of FinTech Finder. And so he'll be talking to you about Finder, which has just recently launched, and what that does. We'll also be jumping across to Jim Hogan, and he's from Profit Shape. And Jim is the founder of a Wellington-based Profit Shape. And what Profit Shape does, it empowers small and medium businesses to model their business and make them able to test and see the profitability of what they're creating. Then we'll cross to Dan, and Dan is from MyRent. This sounds like a great product. So he talks about MyRent in terms of building what we can do for Kiwi landlords and tenants as they look at their tenancies and managing them through this new MyRent software. Lastly, we'll move across to Rob Rolls, who is, by his own description, is an accountant or by profession, but with a history in banking. And Rob has set up a number of startups, and mainly in the tech space, and he was previously the owner or the co-founder or co-owner, of Free Parking Group, and now Affirmo is his latest venture, so he'll be talking about Affirmo. So let's hand over to these 4 different products in the FinTech space and see what they're all up to.
Kia ora, I'm Jason Roberts. Today I'm going to do a quick intro and fly over a Finder. So you might ask, what is Finder? Finder is a next generation real-time dynamic data mapping and visualization tool designed to help the whole tech community connect and to do business. In this case, we'll demonstrate the Finder map offered by FinTech New Zealand. This map is a sector solution currently expanding to link all of the NZ tech associations and companies. No matter if you're a casual viewer, perhaps a researcher looking for detail on the companies within the map, or maybe a sales and marketing role, the Finder map is a comprehensive overview of who's who across the sector. It provides important sector and company insights, enabling any user to quickly and easily connect. For this session, I'm going to start off with a highlight of the core features available for any Finder map visitor. I will then follow on with additional add value benefits exclusively for members who are logged in. Okay, let's jump in and take a quick look. The Finder map allows any visitor on any device to view in dynamic relationship view. As you see here, this is the FinTech community. Or you can see that same community in a list view at the top right. I won't take you there just yet. Drilling into any organisation allows you to view their digital information display card. So I'll do it in real time here. Let's go into, for example, Affirmo, and you'll see here their digital display card. And if you wanted to, more information, including down to the sectors that they're involved with. They have the green ring, and they also have the new icon as a new member for FinTech New Zealand. Companies with an orange ring do have a limited display card and don't have the ability to have logged in staff on their team. Okay, let's jump into what it looks like for logged in staff and for administrators. You can either do a search, for example, AWS, the sponsor for this particular map, or you could do a filtered search so that you can either view them in list view or relationship view as you're about to see. So in this case, I'm going to do a search for those who are offering capital investment and those seeking capital investment and filter it. That is the relationship view you see there. And if I go into list view, I now see those same companies in more detail with the option of exporting, as you see at the top right here, either in a spreadsheet as Excel or CSV data delivery. Those companies with an orange ring are companies who are not members and have limited display information, and also means their staff can't log in and do the exporting function. On top of this, and I won't show today, is the administration function of loading your company, managing your entity, and more. Finally, do have a look at the Finder map and the following URLs on the screen to see them in real time. Thanks for watching. Ngā mihi.
Hi everybody, my name is Jeremy, or everyone calls me Jim, and I'm the co-founder of early stage startup ProfitShape. So ProfitShape is dynamic business projection software for small to medium-sized businesses so they can model their business moves before they make them. ProfitShape puts complex profit modeling in the hands of these small to medium-sized business owners in a flexible, simple, and visual projection model so they can make live, immediate, and informed actions and moves to thrive in business. So I'm going to talk you through the ProfitShape for a restaurant. This is the ProfitShape for the selected time period, and in this case, it is the month of October. The total revenue for this time period was $239,280, and you can see at the bottom the net profit for this time period was $28,528. What ProfitShape is going to show you is where this net profit has been generated. So the revenue is broken down into revenue bands. These are entirely customizable, and in this case they are broken down into dinner, alcohol, lunch, etc. The height of the revenue band is representative of the percentage of the total that revenue band represents, i.e. the taller it is, the more revenue band that generates. We like to think of the ProfitShape model as being two brick walls, and the cost inputs come in from each side, left and right. If the costs move in towards the centre and there is a gap, this indicates a profit for this revenue band, and if the costs collide and overlap, this indicates a loss. So you can see that from the left, we have our cost of goods, and from the right, we have our fixed costs, our variable costs, our management costs, our kitchen wages, our front of house wages, and therefore our profit or our loss. So now we can see the ProfitShape for this restaurant, and unfortunately, dinner, the revenue band that is generating the most revenue, is losing money, and the most profit is being generated from alcohol. Being a visual projection model, it is all about manipulating and playing with profit levers. You can project, test the viability of decisions, and build scenarios with your industry-specific profit levers. For example, opening hours, utilization, or labor to cover ratios in a restaurant. You can play with profit levers and project the impacts across any time period you like. You can also select pre-built levers, for example, the increase of minimum wage. This example shows what happens if I decide to increase the pricing of my dinner menu by 5%, which is an average of $1.50 per dish. So this move has had a $3,517 net profit positive effect. Another lever I have modelled is taking out 4 hours from both front of house and kitchen wages on our day shifts. This has had a $5,863 net profit increase, and you can see along the bottom the profit tracking my lever moves have generated. A recent decision made by a beta customer is, should I open the restaurant this Waitangi Day? Conversations amongst the business owners were always divided every time a public holiday rolled around. We need to pay our staff time and a half, and so the perception was it wouldn't be worth it. This is the ProfitShape for the week if they were closed, and this is the ProfitShape for the week if they opened. ProfitShape instantly changes people's way of looking at their business decisions, and in this case they had absolutely no idea this was an $11,000 decision. So we are on a mission to improve the business financial literacy of small to medium-sized business owners so they can sleep better at night and make successful business decisions to thrive in business. Be faster, more empowered, and more strategic with every business move. Thank you.
Hello. Thank you. So I'm Dan. I am part of the Myrant team. And Myrant is an all-in-one software platform for landlords and tenants to manage their tenancies. We say we're for self-managing landlords. What that means is simply a landlord who isn't using a property manager. We kind of like to think of ourselves as sort of a co-pilot or a sidekick for landlords and tenants, where we make sure people are aware on our platform of what's compliance look like in New Zealand, what are my rights at any given time, and making sure both landlords and tenants have transparency at any given time on their tenancy. We've been operating this business since 2017 and currently have just over 20,000 landlords in New Zealand using the software. Now, when it comes to managing a tenancy, there's a lot of things that take effort. Managing your current tenancy agreement, maybe drafting it, managing your bond, collecting your bond payments, managing maintenance. These are things that Myrant helps with. But when it comes specifically to finances, a couple things come to mind. It'd be managing your rent or reconciling and managing income and expense tracking. And those are just a couple things I would like to show you some of our solutions for. Now, we harness some modern tech here. We work with a New Zealand company called Aotearoa to help landlords connect their bank accounts to the Myrant platform. Just jump over to Myrant quickly. So after a landlord connects their bank account, they might see a page like this. Now, the reality is a landlord would set up in our system some auto-reconciling rules. So when their water bill comes in, it's automatically reconciled. Likewise, their rent and their bond, etc. And so what a normal experience would look like was a landlord every, maybe once a week logs on, and there are only 2-3 transactions to reconcile because the rest have been automatically reconciled. So if you're familiar with Xero, this is currently something similar to Xero, where you can click in and you can reconcile a payment, and off you go. Now, because of course we're purpose-built software for tenancies, there are many steps further we can take this. Specifically for rent, whenever a tenant transfers, let's say, a rent payment or their bond payment or their water bill payment, we provide them with specific payment particulars to include in that payment. And then when those arrive to the landlord's bank account and it's brought into the Myrant system, they're automatically reconciled. And magic things happen here. So if it's a rent payment, then I'll jump over to a rent ledger. Here's an example of a rent ledger in Myrant. That rent payment, when it comes in, it's automatically reconciled, and the rent ledger is automatically kept up to date. And this is a thing that both landlords and tenants are able to see and have transparency on and be looking at the same thing. And this is where Myrant starts becoming magical for landlords, because if they were managing their tenancy with spreadsheets, now all of a sudden, instead of looking and reconciling their payments every 2 weeks, now they get real-time notifications, and both tenants and landlords are kept up to date on a real-time basis. Now, there's a lot more I'd like to show you, but that's a very quick dive into Myrant. If you have any questions, check out myrant.co.nz or feel free to email us. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Rob and I'm the founder of Affirmo. It is my pleasure to quickly show you around our app. Affirmo allows entrepreneurs and small business heroes to set up and smarten up their businesses, and is targeting SMEs as well as larger service-based businesses. The business setup process allows experienced and inexperienced customers to create new businesses from scratch in a matter of minutes, including sole traders, partnerships, and companies. The business setup process covers business and tax registrations, legal documents, business insurance, issuing bank accounts and wallets, and online marketing tools. So all in all, we believe Affirmo is the most comprehensive business setup tool available in New Zealand and acts as an on-ramp to our Smarten Up products. This takes us to the main dashboard, which you can see on your screen. This includes upcoming events and actions. The app generates core dates and actions, so you're always on top of your commitments. A tax summary covering both income tax and GST, which I will explain more fully in a second in the tax tool. Sales invoices and quote status, so you can track your receivables position. Aggregate bank balances from linked bank accounts using the Akahu connection. We can also issue BNZ-backed business wallets on the spot after a very simple online AML process. And your insurance summary tracks your existing policies and makes recommendations for missing covers based on your BIC code maintained in your business profile. Given the time constraints, I will walk very, very quickly through some of the other modules. The marketing tool allows you to buy a domain name, get a cool logo, and create a website all within the app. You can upload the logo and personalize your sales invoices and create professional-looking sales quotes. The sales tool allows you to maintain customer records and raise sales invoices and quotes. Any linked bank accounts are automatically pulled through to the sales invoice template. The money tool is the engine room of the app where you can connect accounts and set up Affirmo wallets and get an aggregate view of your business. You can match transactions to sales invoices and expense claims and set up assets with ease without any accounting knowledge. The tax tool provides a very comprehensive, fully automated tax calculation for income tax and GST. The app automatically pulls data from sales invoices, expense claims, bank data, and tax profile information to precisely calculate the GST and income tax you owe. You can track your provisional tax payments or your current actual year-to-date tax liabilities. Next, you can see your savings account balances, and you can track your surplus or deficit relative to the amount of tax that the app has calculated you owe. You can top up your account in the app or set sophisticated sweep rules from your sales invoices. You retain complete control of your savings account and can withdraw funds instantly should you need to. The tax summary allows you to stay on top of your tax position at all times. When it comes to the end of the year for income tax, or when it comes to your GST return filing date, you can download these direct from the app. You can file these with the IRD yourself, or Affirmo can do that for you as your registered tax agent. So all in all, a very, very quick overview of Affirmo, a comprehensive business setup and fully automated tax tool, along with insurance, money, and marketing modules. Hopefully you can sign up and give us a go. Thank you very much.